And in fact, the economy is falling out. And I think let's take a few minutes and just let's look at the latest issues of durable goods orders. And if you take out the commercial aircraft, now that's a highly volatile thing because those orders are placed years in advance. Like the orders that are filled this quarter may have been placed years ago. And so commercial aircraft orders don't really reflect the underlying economy. But if you take out these, we see a rather stiff contraction in durable goods orders. We see the second quarter new home sales, they fell by 7.3%. So there's no real economy there. And if you look at the stock market, there was an article in the Wall Street Journal just the other day, and it's based on a study from a brokerage firm called Jones Trading. 6 stocks accounted for more than all of the gain in market capitalization in the Standard & Poor's 500. 6 stocks.
Wow.
Amazon, Google, Apple, Facebook, Walt Disney, and Gilead, or however you pronounce Gilead. 6 stocks accounted for more than all of the $199 billion in market capitalization gains in the Standard & Poor's 500. And also, 6 firms, all of the below except Walt Disney is out, and in its place is Netflix, account for more than half of the $664 billion in value added this year to NASDAQ. So we're at the market. It's 6 firms. And if you look at those firms, what do they produce? Entertainment.
Right.
Or
Google,
sales.
Facebook.
Amazon. Is the marketer. Google, Apple, Facebook. See, Apple's computers are all made in China by Chinese firms. I mean, Apple doesn't own a single factory. Everything it sells, its computers, its iPhones, whatever it sells, they contract it out to Chinese firms. Facebook, Walt Disney, Netflix. What are they?
Yeah.
This, you see what I'm saying? This is not a real economy. So, if you look at it, I mean, the economy could crash. Of course, Wall Street will tell us that it didn't, that everything's doing fine, and the Fed may raise interest rates, and blah, blah, blah. We live in a world where the government learns that it can tell people anything, and there's no uproar. Saddam Hussein has weapons of mass destruction. Iran has nukes. Russia invaded Ukraine. They can just tell whatever whopper they want. People just sit there and say, "Oh yeah."
We live in a
there's
bizarre.
No inflation. They tell there's no inflation. You go to the food market, you see it by the week.
Yeah, we live in a bizarre world where there's no real. The press is you and me, and there's no real press.
Lies, and nobody notices.
And nobody reports it.
Nobody reports it, and nobody stands up in the press meeting and say, "Well, how can this be true?" And they tell you the unemployment rate's 5.2%, and nobody says, "Well, how many of the unemployed aren't you counting because you called them discouraged, so you don't count them? What is the rate if you count those?" But they don't even ask that. The financial press always reports the low rate that doesn't include any discouraged workers. I mean, it's really amazing. So they've created a total artificial reality, both of the domestic economy, the international economy, and the international geopolitical scene. Oh, Russia's a threat. Look, we had for the last couple of weeks our generals declaring Russia to be an existential threat to the United States. This is an absurdity. But everybody's now believing, oh my gosh, what are we going to do about the Russians? I mean,
You're right about that. We've created an artificial reality, which may be the title of this interview. I don't know. Or there's so many titles and so many great things.